Hard to believe we just escorted another one of our classmates to his final resting place. I have to admit, I was stunned to hear that Greg had left this world. He exercised every day, didn't drink or smoke. Picture of perfect health. I feel sorry for his wife and kids.
Greg is the third one to leave us this year. It's hard to believe a group of us that started out together in kindergarten and stayed and graduated high school together. Stayed lifelong friends. It's down to just 15 of us.
One thing is for sure. The pace at which we've been losing one another has sped up over the last few years. It was a shame that our losses started 2 years after we graduated.
Yeah, good old Bubba Smith and his wife were the first two to leave us. It was a damn shame. They were as close to a perfect couple as could possibly be. Two of the finest people a person could know.
They'd been married just shy of 2 years when that piece of crap drunk driver killed them.
When Steve called me up to tell me what had happened, I just collapsed in my chair and cried my eyes out.
Oh, I never saw that as an accident. That idiot driver knew he was drunk. Got in his car, drove off anyways. It was murder, I tell you.
You're right. It is a damn shame.
Afternoon, folks. Can I get you anything to drink?
Yes, ma'am. I'll have a decaf coffee, please.
I'll have the same, please.
I'll have a record coffee, please.
A diet root beer?
Can I get you anything else?
No, thank you.
No, thanks.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I'll be right back with those drinks.
Where were we? All right. Truth be told, a lot of us wanted to hurt that drunk driver. But I recall the sheriff taking a special interest in us.
He sure did.
Yeah, when he saw us at the first football game after the accident, staying around, flapping our gums, walked over to us, asked us how we were all doing. He told us him and his entire department were deeply saddened by our loss. He knew we were all extremely upset about it.
That's when he said, if that snot-for-brains idiot gets out on bond, don't go looking for him. He's already ruined the lives of your friends and their families. Don't let him ruin yours. Leave him be, and I guarantee you that the district attorney and I will put his sorry butt in prison for the rest of his worthless life.
I never forgot that. Ever since he was arrested, that jerk hasn't seen the outside world. That's why I voted for the DA and the sheriff every time they ran for office.
On top of that, when he dies, he's going to have to answer to his maker for taking their lives.
I have a decaf coffee.
Thank you kindly.
And yours.
Thank you.
And here's your regular.
Thank you.
And a diet root beer. Now, do you want a straw with that?
No, thanks.
Now, if I can get you anything else, you just let me know.
Speaking of the ones that we lost, the one that devastated me the most was Ron Smith. And he was the kindest and smartest among us.
Ron was the reason that no one from our class ever got held back. If he heard someone was struggling in a subject, he'd jump right in and help them. Matter of fact, he was the reason I passed 10th grade with all of you.
He knew what he wanted out of life, and he set his goal. Yeah, set his goals.
Oh, I remember the day his draft notice arrived. Immediately, a change came over him. It was like he sensed he was in danger.
All of us guys would have felt the same way.
When it came for him to report for duty, we were all there to see him off. Lots of hugs and tears that day. But being a part of that reminds me of love and it's what they have each other. It's a blessing.
His family was extremely worried about him. It was a very touching moment when he gave his grandpa a hug goodbye. His grandpa started crying, and Ron just gave him another big hug and told him that he'd be okay.
And little do you know, a couple months later, Grandpa passed away. Never saw him again.
Naturally, his mom and sisters cried as they hugged him goodbye. Even his dad got misty-eyed. It's one of those times all the tears were under his.
When he graduated AIT, he called me to let us know he was coming home on leave. He asked me to tell everyone. He especially wanted you two to know.
When Ron came home, I was sure glad to see him. He looked as sharp as a tack in his dress uniform.
Oh, he sure did. Oh, he sure did. I mean, yeah. Oh, he sure did. He and I grabbed a burger a couple times, and just fishing. And several of us even had dinner with his family. And as many of us had expected, Peggy and him were together with joy at the time.
There was no doubt they were sweet on each other. And Ron confirmed that when just before he left, he gave her a beautiful friendship ring. And he told her when he came back, they discussed the rest of their life together.
His family held that great picnic for him the day before he left. Didn't dawn on us then. We didn't have any idea where he was headed.
That picnic was a blast until it ended. And that's when he told us he had orders for Vietnam. Everything got real quiet after that. It's like Death himself showed up.
That news devastated all of us. A lot of tears were shed. We were all concerned for his safety. There were a lot of oh no's, oh my heavens, and damns. And that's when Peggy fell into a chair, turned white as a ghost, and started sobbing.
That news saddened all of us.
And most of the folks left. I had a chance to sit and talk with him. He was terrified about going to Vietnam. I gave him the old, oh heck, you'll be all right. And I said, when he got back, he and I would do some fishing. And we'd all help him get back to the rest of his life. He smiled and said, sounds like a plan to me.
That's when I ribbed him about Peggy being part of his life. Got the biggest smile and said, I hope so.
They were always the happiest when they were together.
I told him I'd meet him at the airport in the morning.
A lot of us were there to accompany him from his home.
As Ron prepared to leave, I told him I'd be back at the airport to meet him when he came back from over there. He replied, I'll see you then, and gave me a big hug. Tears were rolling down his mom's face as we watched him board the plane. Little did we know that that'd be the last time any of us would see him alive.
Oh, you could tell Peggy and Ron's family were extremely worried about him. Man. You could see fear, the tears in their eyes.
About 5 months later, our world came crashing down. One of the worst days of my life was the day his dad called me and told me that Ron had been killed in action. I was devastated. He was like a brother to me.
It's a phone call I'll never forget. You were sobbing like a baby. Couldn't understand you till you got your composure back and told me about Ron. Like you, I was shocked and started crying.
And when the evening newspaper hit the stands, and the front porches, sadness took over our town.
I kept my word to him. When his flag-draped coffin carried him home, I was there to meet him, along with all our classmates and a large part of the town. The American Legion, VFW, military honor guards were all there.
Yeah, all of us, plus the sheriff and the honor guards, escorted him through town to the funeral home.
A few days later, we escorted him to his final resting place. The military portion of the funeral was so sad. The sound of the rifles firing their salute, the sound of taps, the military honor guards folding the flag over his coffin and presenting it to his mother, brought tears to the eyes of those who weren't already crying.
When most folks left, I saw you standing next to the coffin. I walked over to you, my arm around your shoulder. I told you, he will always be in our memories. We both hugged, cried, hugged, and turned, and faced the grave, and saluted him. And you said, "Goodbye, my friend. I'll see you in the next world."
After the service, his mom and dad presented the flag to Peggy. They told her that she would always be a part of their family. She was a basket case, crying and sobbing all the time. To this day, they still treat her like a member of the family.
That poor girl never got married. Her living room is filled with pictures of Ron and things he bought her. Right in the middle of everything is the flag that draped his coffin. To this day, she still wears that friendship ring he gave her. We check in on her frequently to see how she's doing. She's doing all right, but I can tell she still misses Ron.
I visit his grave a couple of times a month. I'm always there on Memorial Day and Veterans Day. I miss him so much.
Same here.
Always.
We'll all miss him till the day we join him in the next world. Such a damn shame he died in an unnecessary war.
Hey, have you heard that Margie's going to be a grandma again?
No kidding. That makes 3, doesn't it?
4. So far, all of her grandkids have been happy and healthy, thank God. Every now and then I say a little prayer that this continues to be the case.
There is nothing like being at her house when those grandkids are around. She lights up like the Vegas Strip.
Oh,
It's the precious thing to see.
but she's always loved kids. Being around them kids and teaching them life's necessities, to her, makes life worth living.
I heard her husband Chris is expanding the hardware store. He's going to put in a small engine repair area next to the window and screen repair area.
You know I have strong opinions on this. He'd just add lumber. Hear me out. He'd be the one-stop shop in town. Especially since the closest lumberyard is 40 miles away. Customers would be a whole lot happier about that.
I also heard that Mark and his wife are getting divorced. Doesn't surprise me. Truth be told, neither one of them's been happy for the past few years with the married life. Don't know why. Don't really care, 'cause it doesn't concern me.
Yeah, if Mark wants us to know, he'll tell us. Otherwise, I agree with Beth. None of our business.
I ran into Mary a couple of days ago. She's as happy as a puppy with a new toy. Besides being the organist at the Baptist church, she is now the new choir director. I'm happy for her.
Saw her husband deal last week, and he was happy as can be. She got promoted to general manager, said that a generous raise came with promotion. I'm not sure if Mary knows this or not, but it's gonna buy her a bass boat with it.
Knowing them two, he'll get his boat and she'll get something that she wants that costs about the same. That's why they've been happily married for the past 40-some years.
Oh, but he's loved that boat. Fishing him for catfish, bass. Ah, makes him a happy man.
I do not like fishing from a boat. For one thing, there's nowhere to go to the bathroom. Plus, you're smart, Mitch. You wear a life jacket. They're necessary, but a pain in the butt to wear. I will stick to fishing from the banks. Easy to go to the bathroom, and never had a bank capsize or sink on me.
I won't go out in a boat, but I do love helping the grandkids fish from shore. When they get one, especially a big one, the joy on their faces is priceless.
There is nothing like watching kids fish. It's like that old saying goes, give a person a fish, they eat for a day. Teach a person to fish, they eat for a lifetime. Don't know who said it first, but they were right.
All this talking about fishing makes me hungry for bluegill. I've been texting the wife about my intention about catching tonight's dinner.
That's Mitch for you. I'm willing to bet he forgets to put his clothes on before he goes out.
This weekend, I'm going down to the river to do some serious fishing. Jack showed me that spot where he caught the 40-pound catfish last week.
Ooh, good luck. I hope it goes well.
Thanks. If I catch enough, I'll bring some for your freezer.
Thank you. We'd love to have some catfish in the freezer. We always enjoy eating it. And as you know, there's nothing I love to do more than cook.
Oh, we all know you're an excellent cook.
Well, thank you. Now, don't want to brag, but my cooking is so good that when people talk about it, they gain weight.
While you're out fishing, I'm gonna be home watching the NASCAR race on TV.
Personally, I don't care for NASCAR races. I'm not a cat, so I don't enjoy watching things go round in circles.
That's right, you like them NHRA drag races.
There's something special about those top fuel cars, like going from a standing start to over 300 miles per hour and 1,000 feet. Just so you know, the current national record is held by a woman named Brittany Force, 338.94 miles per hour. Sam, how many women race in NASCAR races?
None right now, but there will be and soon.
Well, we'll wait and see, but you're probably right. Oh, good. The wife says fish sounds good for dinner. So, I'm on my way home. I'm gonna get a bite to eat there and change my clothes, grab my pole and tackle box and be on my way.
Take care.
May the next time we get together be for a happier reason. Love y'all.
Love ya.
Drive safe.
Be careful out there, man.
I should head out too. I've got to pick up a few things at the grocery store so Stan can make a batch of chili tomorrow.
Oh, Stan makes some outstanding chili. Oh, hey, maybe the next time we all get together, we'll pitch in and have him make a big batch for us.
Oh, I'm sure he'd do it, especially if we don't wait till the last minute to ask him. Now, even though we were here for a sad reason, it has been a total joy to see everyone. Take care. God bless and take it. God bless and watch over you. Love you guys.
Tell your old man I said hello. Take care. Love ya.
You be careful out there. Love ya.
Her family is good people.
You got that right. That can be said about all our families. Includes you and your family.
Right back at ya. It's been an honor knowing you all these years.
Yes. When we graduated high school, we had our hopes and our dreams. It's like that old song said then. Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. We sing and dance forever and a day.
Yeah, we did a lot of singing and dancing back then. As time moved on, there were some very bad bumps in the road of life that became some very sad times. It's like every time we turned around, as Dylan's saying, the times they are changing.
Ain't that the truth? Wasn't for one thing, was another. Huh? And it wasn't that long ago that we had to admit time is not on our side anymore. That's why my favorite quote still hangs in our living room today. Time slows down for no one. Time speeds up for no one. Time is in fact a son of a biscuit.
Can I get you, gentlemen, anything else?
No, thank you, ma'am.
No, thank you, young lady.
Well, I'm headed home to clean up some of the small things on my to-do list.
I think I better go do the same. Oh, keep the wife happy.
You know, with all the bumps in the road of life, the loss of our classmates, our parents, aunts, uncles, and such, I've come to the conclusion that the world is getting to be a sadder place to be.
I agree with that.